behavior.
Hi, we're on TV.
Hi, we're on TV. So when we were talking today in class about circles, we were talking about the benchmark angles. So the one that is our horizontal, what are our angles for that one?
180 and 0, 0.
180 and 0, right? What about if we're going straight up and down?
90 and 270.
I know that Adon knows it, but does everyone else know it?
Yeah.
So what's our top one?
90 and 270.
270, and if we're going horizontal?
180 and 0.
180 and 0, right? And we can prove that by looking at our protractors, huh?
Everybody get a white.
Everybody gets a protractor. Everybody gets a whiteboard. Well, we'll leave them in the middle because some people need them right now. So we're going to talk about triangles. Adon had a really good question. He was like, well, what about triangle angle benchmarks? And I was like, oh, that's a really good idea. And because the recording didn't work out so well this morning, you just couldn't see me at all in it, so I decided to do that now, which is super awesome. I appreciate that.
We already know this, though.
Do you?
No, you don't know how to put the benchmark in. We do. Where's the 90 of it?
We will see. Wait. We're not going to need those yet. We'll need them in a minute.
Okay.
So, read this. I'll read this. So the sum of the interior angles, what's interior? Let's break up that word. What do we?
I have no idea.
Let's look.
Opposite.
Oh, there they are. Okay. Hey, turkeys, I found it. Okay, so if we're looking at that word at the top, interior, can we underline that? Interior. It's right at the top. Sum of the interior angles equals 180. We're looking right here. The interior. What do we notice about that? The first couple letters of that? Inter. So do we think that's inside or outside?
Inside.
Inside, right? Because it says in it. So we're talking about the angles on the inside. They equal 180. So when we look at this one, we have 40. We have 40, and then we have some unknown angles. So off to the side, they did the sum of the angles equals 40 plus 40 indeed. And we know that the sum of the angles is 180, and 40 plus 40 is 80. So 80 minus 100 is, 180 minus 80 is?
100.
100, right? So we can assume that D, the one that's unmarked, is 100 degrees. Because 100 plus 40 is how much?
180.
100 plus 40, let's see, is 140. And 140 plus 40 is?
180.
180. So is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So when we see this little square, if we're looking at number 1, and we see our little square in the corner, what does that mean?
Put my name in it.
What do you think? I think that would be a great idea.
I brought extras.
Here you go.
I brought extras.
Oh, aren't you the best, Miss Stephanie? Thank you. So if we're looking at this, what does that little square mean? What does that represent? What kind of angle?
A right angle.
A what kind of angle?
A right angle.
A right angle. So how many degrees is a right angle?
90.
90. So if we have 90 degrees here and 45 degrees here, what is our angle P?
We're about to find out.
Okay. So this is where you can use your whiteboard if you would like to do a little math on it so you don't have to write all over your paper.
I don't want.
Okay.
He thinks he's smart. He can't.
He is a smart man.
I don't want him. He's up for you. Oh, okay. Here's one. Here's two. Three.
So you can absolutely use that if you'd like. So Brian and Antonio are choosing to use their...
42.
Okay, so you are using your protractor to figure that out. You found 45.
I mean 42.
I'm going to do
These
a
are
little math
extras.
equation.
Okay.
So let's see. So I have 90 plus 45. Remember, I'm trying to get to 180. So I have 90 plus 45. And 0 plus 5 is 5. And 9 plus 4 is 13. Am I at 180 yet?
No.
How do I know the difference between 180 and 135? How do I figure out the difference?
You could subtract it.
I could subtract, right?
If I'm right.
So if I have 0 minus 5, can I take 5 away if I don't have any? So what do I have to do? Borrow. Borrow from my 8. Make it a 7. 10 minus 5. Now I can do it. I have 5. 7 minus 3. 4. And 1 So if I have 90 degrees plus my 45, plus my 45, I have 10, I have 10, 14, 18. I have 180. So is that right?
Yep.
Alright.
Then mine is
So I know that my angle P equals, and you said you got 42, right? So remember earlier we were
47.
Oh, you got 47. So you remember earlier when we were talking about our protractors, those little lines, all of those degrees are very close to each other, right? So every once in a while we might be just a little bit off. So 47 is super close. But if Antonio knows in his mind that all triangles, their interior angles is 80, 180, he could probably think, 47 is really close to 45, and I know 45 and 45 and 90 is 180.
Shut up, anyway.
That's okay. Oh, what a good friend you have there. So for number 1, we'll write how many degrees is P?
45.
45. Okay. So now try and do number 2.
This is a good idea.
You don't think it's okay?
Exactly.
I'm not leaving you alone.
Okay, now it's 46.
See, it's always going to be a little off. But if we know that at the middle of it is 180, how much does it have to be? Antonio.
Oh wait, I have it the other one. Still 47.
What do we need right here?
What's your angle for P?
Wait a little bit.
But we already proved, right, that it's 180, right? So it's okay that it's a little off when you did it on yours, but we know that if it was a perfect world and you could put it perfectly on there, where would it go through?
I found the answer.
At what degree?
45.
45, right? So you can go ahead and write that answer. How'd you do that, Miss Stephanie?
I added 40 and 30 and I got 70.
Okay, 40 plus 30 is 70. Are we at 180 yet?
No.
Nope. What do we do then?
So I subtracted 180 from 70 and I got 110.
So did I. So look at angle F. Is that greater or less than 90?
Greater.
Greater than. Is 110 greater than 90?
Mm-hmm.
So does that make sense?
Yes.
Do we think Miss Stephanie's right?
Yes.
Is our total 180 for our interior angles?
Yes.
Then we would assume she's right.
Wait, what did you? Wait, what?
You figure it out yourself. You tell me what it is.
8 and 8.
So what do we... 70, yeah? 70 is the total of the two you already have. What are you trying to get to all in the middle? What degree? 180. So what's the difference between 70 and 180?
And it's greater?
But what's the number? What's the difference? How many are in between? You can write it out. You don't have to do the math in your head. So if we have 180 and we're trying to find the difference between 180 and 70, are we going to add them? Are we going to multiply them? Or are we going to subtract them? Okay.
And this one, don't you need to divide?
Why?
Because 80 and 80 is plus is
110 degrees. Does this angle look bigger than 90? Is 110 bigger than 90? Is 110 plus 40 plus 30? 180?
Right here it equals 1,600.
80 plus 80?
Yeah. No.
Another marker.
What's 8 plus 8?
16.
What's 0 plus 0?
0. I thought I was multiplying because I put 8 times 2 is 16 and I both 0.
Hey, how did you get 70?
Oh.
How did you get 70?
I'm working on number 2 with Mr. Antonio. So, Mr. Antonio, does 110 plus 30 plus 40 equal 180? Sure, we can move on. If you would like to, absolutely.
Okay.
So we're on number 3 or 4? You're on 4?
I'm on 4.
You're on 4?
45 and 45 is 90.
I got my
80 plus 80 plus 2?
Could we move on? Oh, yeah.
How many does it take for me to get to 180 from 160? Plus 2?
Yeah.
Is that 180?
8.
How many more do I need? Plus 8?
No. 28.
28?
Mm-hmm.
160 plus 28? 188? Is that 180?
No.
Alrighty. How many from 100?
20.
Alrighty, let's see. 180. Oh, is that 180?
What's 80 plus 80?
Mhm.
160.
So is it 2 degrees or is it
20.
20 degrees? Where are we at? Are you on task? Oh, what should you do after you finish that one?
Do another one.
Okay.
160.
So what's the difference between 160 and 180?
20 left.
It's 20 left. So what does this angle have to be?
20.
Perfect.
Is it like this 20 degrees?
160 minus 80 is 80. But we have 80 here and 80 here. We're trying to figure out what this one is.
Is it like this?
12,
Was
7, 10, 9.
okay.
I got 90 again.
180
What could it
subtracted
be?
20.
And then we're going to add
45 plus 45 is 90. And so this one is what?
90 plus 35 plus
90
45 plus 45
is 90.
is 90. And 180 minus 90
Is 90 more?
is 90 more. So how much is this?
90.
So Antonio, what are the two angles that we have?
80.
80 and 80. What's 80 plus 80? 160. We're trying to get to 180, right? So are we quite there yet?
20.
So how much does this angle have to be?
20.
Very good. So did we all finish the first 3?
Yeah.
Do we have any questions right now?
No.
Brian, you're just flying through this. All right, finish up the one you're on, and then we're going to talk about something else.
Okay, so 90, 60, wait,
50.
So 90 left. I think this one's
45 plus 45 is 180? Okay, 45 plus 45. What's 5 plus 5?
10.
So where does my 1 go? And where does my 0 go? Right there, right? 4 plus 4 is?
8.
Plus 1?
9. Oh. Wait, no one is in the library yet?
We're in the library, so
No, like, anybody today?
she's not coming on Friday. Does that make sense? So what do we do next? We're trying to get to 180, right? So what's the difference between 180 and 90? By how much? Remember when we minus, which number goes on top?
Oh. Hey, how did you figure number 1? Like, this one. How did you figure that one out?
What do you mean? You did it.
How did we figure that one out?
What's the difference that you notice between this arc and this one?
Oh, 90.
That one's a square, right? And what do all squares have?
They're all 90 degrees. 90.
Very good. So we all ready to move on?
I'm already moving on.
You don't have to finish this problem. I mean to the next thing that we're going to talk about. Are we okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah? There's no questions right now?
No.
You got it, Don?
Wait.
Okay, Don's finishing up his last question, and so is Brian, and then we'll move on.
And then we can finish.
And then what?
I needed 5.
That's okay if you don't finish it. It's just, if you're not understanding it, you can keep working to have more practice. But if you're getting it okay, we're going to move on a little bit. Is that okay with you? No sense making you do the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
I
Right,
actually like that.
If you're not going to use your whiteboard for something math related, please do not use it. Because that's just wasting our ink. We only have so many of these pens. We good? No, just finish the last one you were on. Okay. So what do we notice about our first 3?
That's
Let's talk about the first one. What does our first one have?
90 degrees.
We have have a 90-degree angle, right? What kind of a triangle is that if we have a 90-degree
Right.
angle?
A right triangle.
A right triangle. Let's write that on top. Right triangle. Label it so you remember. So I notice on the first one we have a right angle, and I have an acute angle over here, and I have another acute angle over here. What do we notice with number 2?
It has like pure acute angles.
It has 2 acute angles
And one obtuse.
and 1 obtuse. Alright, what about our third one?
It has 3 acute.
It has 3 acute angles. So these are our different types of triangles. We have a right triangle, and if you flip over your paper,
There's more.
So a right triangle is also known as an equilateral triangle. Can we say that?
An equilateral triangle.
Oh, do you not have one on the back of yours?
No,
Sorry.
there's more. Look.
That was not a very good triangle, no, was it? Here, I'll give you that. That's okay. So if we're looking, we have an equilateral triangle. Can you say that?
An equilateral triangle.
What's the first? Let's underline the first part. Equal.
Equal.
And what's the second part?
Lateral.
Lateral.
Oh, I know why they call it equal, because all sides are equal.
Are they?
Yeah, 5, 5, 5.
Very good. It's an equilateral triangle. And we also have what's the one with the 90-degree angle?
Right triangle.
A right triangle. The one that has an obtuse angle is called a,
Isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle.
it's kind of a funny word, huh?
Isosceles triangle.
Close.
Isosceles.
Let me go. Let me go. I saw sleeves.
Isosceles triangle.
Isosceles. It's kind of a funny word, huh? Can we try that again?
Isosceles.
Isosceles. So what is the definition of an isosceles triangle? At least 2 sides are the same length. So when we flip it over, where's our isosceles triangle at?
Right there. I don't know.
This one?
Yeah.
I have a 30, 110, and 40.
Oh no. And right here and right here.
Which one? What numbers were those?
2 and P.
2?
And A.
2?
Yeah.
What angles are the same on 2?
Oh.
What angles are the same on 3?
Oh, this one.
So it's, 80 and 80.
60 and 60.
60 and 60. What do we notice about our right triangle? Is our right triangle also something else? What one is it?
It is. Oh, equilas. No. It's
Isosceles, right? Because it has 2 angles out of the same. Which 2 are the same?
The right angle and the two angles.
The P and R, right?
Yes.
So we noticed that. So stay with us though, okay? So we noticed that those ones have 2 of the same angle. And those have 2 of the same angle, right? Let's look at our last one. How do we think we pronounce this?
Oh,
Cute.
Scanline.
Close. Let's do the first part. Scale.
Scaling.
Scalene. What's our definition of scalene? No sides are the same length. Let's flip it over. Where are scalene triangles at?
Right here. And 2.
Number 5?
And 2.
How do you know you didn't finish it yet?
And 2, and then I don't know.
Number 2?
You took away my paper, miss.
And 7. And 7? No.
7?
Really?
65, 40. What's our missing angle? Let's figure it out. Let's see if Brian's right. Since Brian's...
45. Yeah. Too bad. The answer is 0.
Let's try 5. Let's see if we can prove what 5 is. If you've already done it. So we have 80 and 50.
80.
What's 80 plus 50?
130. 150. Oh. 80 plus 50. Subtracting it. Oh, 130. Ooh, this is deep. 50.
So is it isosceles, scalene, or equilateral? Are all sides of the same?
No, it's
Scalene.
It's an
Isosceles.
It's a what?
isosceles.
And how do we know that?
Because there's only two sides that are the same length.
Is there an echo in here?
No.
Yes.
Very good.
No, I put it in my.
Oh, that's okay. It's yours to keep. I don't mind at all. So what about 6?
6
Mhm.
is
If you already did it, don't give it away. So we have 60 and 60.
That's
what?
120.
Very good. And 180 minus 120.
Minus something. That's 160.
So what kind of angle or what kind of triangle is number 6?
Let me see. Oh, it's a quadrilateral.
It's a what?
A quadrilateral.
It's an equal
Lateral.
What does that equa mean? Equa. What does that look like?
Equal.
Equal, right? So if all sides are the same, all sides are what?
The same.
Or equal, right? So an equilateral triangle means that all sides are equal or the same, right? So would you say same and equal are synonyms or antonyms?
Antonyms.
Are they the same or the opposite?
Opposite.
Equilateral
Oh.
and same
They're the
sides?
same. They're the same.
So are they synonyms or antonyms?
Synonyms. Synonyms. Oh, synonyms.
How do we remember that? How do we remember that synonym is the same?
Anti is opposite.
Anti is opposite, and the big S in synonym reminds us of
Same.
same, right?
synonym.
So we remember that equilateral has equal-sided
Synonym.
synonyms.
Use your
Synonyms
C.
is great.
Use your C. Use your C.
So on the back, with our triangles, our equilateral, isosceles, and scalene, these are the measurements, 3, 5, and 3. So if we have one side that's 3, one side that's 5, and another that's 3, what kind of triangle do we have?
And isosceles.
A what?
Isosceles.
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 It's kind of
I
like fun.
saw Elise.
I just like hearing you guys.
Elise.
Isosceles, right? So
I saw it.
I saw Selena Gomez.
Oh, it's 2 o'clock. So how do we feel about this? Is this something that was kind of helpful? We got to learn some fun words.
Yes.
And so we know that our benchmarks when we're talking about triangles are equilateral, isosceles, and scalene. So by the
I saw
sides,
Selena Gomez.
so on the sides, we know how to tell which kind of triangle we're working with by their measurements, huh?
Yeah.
Very good. I appreciate your hard work.
Long nails.
We gotta go back to class because
Can I
it
stop
is.
it?
Please. Time to clean up. It's the button on the side.
Subscribe to our channel.
Subscribe to our
This
channel.
side or this side?
Wherever the button is, I don't know.
This side, where my thumb is at.
I'm actually on the side of like the actual side.
you enjoy it.
So you're looking at the front right now. I need you to look at the side.
It's on my.
Cause
It's where my thumb is at.
see how you're looking at the front still?
Yeah.
You need to look at the side.
Oh.
Leave a comment. Leave comment. Subscribe. Bye.